Hello and welcome to Grumpy Gamers. This week you're here with Ben, and alongside me I have Eddie.
Hello.
And Kirk.
Hello.
And no guests this week, and Pete is still, I think, a bit jet-lagged, so he's not back. He will be back next week.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. Well, I think he is, because he arrived back in the country like a day ago, or something like that.
A day ago?
I think so.
For fuck's sake. And jet lag isn't a thing. It's not a thing. I've been travelling with Pete for like fucking 10 countries and never gone, jet lagged. Bollocks.
I mean, he didn't use that excuse. That's just what I'm assuming.
Oh, right. So he... well, what was his excuse? Did he not just...
Well, it wasn't an excuse. There was just a...
Ben's just making stuff up. He's just making stuff up.
No, but we all saw the message. The message was, I've left it as long as I could, but have a good one tonight, lads. It's just you.
It's just an excuse to get out of another week and not doing the pod, let's be honest.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's all it is. He's not even been abroad to Mexico. It's just...
No, he's just sat in his flat.
Yeah.
He's just been playing World of Warcraft.
I've seen him online on the Xbox. He's a fucking lying bastard.
That's 200 IQ.
That is brilliant. I'm actually on holiday next week for 3 weeks.
All right, there you go, boss. You've just been told.
Hi, fucking hell.
But I may turn up to our golf games, Ben. That's the
okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's weird how you're coming back for the Sunday golf.
You've got to commit to certain
Okay, that's cool. I appreciate that. Right, yeah. Well, first thing, Kirk's been doing a world tour. He's been on loads of podcasts and YouTube shows and stuff this week.
Actually, to be fair, you're not far wrong because I featured on an Irish podcast and an American podcast. So...
A Northern Irish.
And if I know the world, and I think I do.
Yeah. A Northern Irish. He will find that very offensive.
Yeah, he will. He definitely will find that offensive. Yeah, fuck him, he's a cunt. So, so I've been on What the Fuck Do You Want podcast. We spoke about what I would consider to be the perfect controller. Lovely little 30-minute section there of us. Wow. We were bashing the PS5 controller quite considerably.
Yeah, did you bash it good? Love it.
Bashed it good, yeah.
Awful.
Didn't throw it through a TV or anything, but I definitely bashed it. So I know there's going to be some upset people with that one.
Well, that PS5 controller is gash, so...
It's pretty shit, isn't it? It's pretty shit.
It deserved it, I suppose. And what else have you been on?
I've been on Outbreak podcasts, kind of video game influencers, because that I went in as Mr. Frame a Game.
So are you the influencer?
Yeah, I'm the influencer. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's what it is. It's like,
that's strong. That's a strong term, but you've embraced it. I
didn't do that. He gave me that moniker, so I'm not fucking saying no. But basically, went on as Frame a Game and plugged my business, obviously. But also spoke quite, good amount for GG. Made sure that people. I watched actually. It was nice. You talked about Grumpy Gamers quite a bit. He's very complimentary about Frame a Game. Yeah, well, I mean, I do offer a very fucking great product, so.
Okay, again, you're very quick to self-praise. And I respect that. I respect that.
Well, I get no praise from my friends, Ben, okay? So when others praise me...
To our listeners, before the podcast, I heard that Kirk was on a show, and I heard that you got a lot of praise, and I said... The problem with Kirk getting praise is it goes straight to his fucking head. And we are 2 minutes into this podcast and you're already praising yourself, Kirk. How long is this going to last? That's the question. Actually, we got a tour on Friday and we will destroy you. So actually, forget about it. You'll be back to normal by next week.
Yeah, to be honest, Steady, he needs to build himself up, his confidence up.
Yes, because I'm going to be stripped of everything that I have on Friday.
Kirk, do you remember last tour when we went to Brighton? And I've never seen a man on the first night be so happy to so sad on the second day. You were so sad.
Yeah, that was tragic.
Let's build you up, Kurt. Let's build you up. Great work, buddy.
Yeah,
cheers, mate.
Great work.
Your
and great
product
work
is excellent.
I cannot wait.
Great work on the podcast this week.
Thanks. I genuinely cannot
that,
wait to cry, and it's going to be tears of sadness rather than joy for once. So.
Good. So next Monday, when we're recording for next week's show,
hi guys,
enjoy that depression that will be there. But anyway, we should move on with the show. We're going to follow the usual format. We're going to news, new releases, what we've been playing, and our feature this week was one that Kurt came up with actually. Going through studios that if we could only play those studios games for the rest of our days, which studios will we pick?
Yeah.
I think it's quite a good discussion point. So let's get into that at the end. But we'll start with the quick news.
Let's make it quick, Ben. Let's make it quick.
I'll make it quick. Yeah. Swift. Lemnis Gate servers to shut down in July.
Lovely. Next.
Have you ever played that game?
Do you not want to say that game only came out yesterday and
No, what I will say is that game was on Game Pass, and that is quite a shame. But I've played it, but I take it you two haven't played it.
I've not even heard of it. No, actually, that's a lie. I have heard of it, but I didn't realise it was being shut
Such
down.
an Xbox fanboy. Never even heard of it. Okay, good stuff.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Good stuff. There was a Capcom showcase last week.
Yes, heard about that.
Exo Primal was shown. It's going to be available in July, and it's day one on Game Pass. The open beta is this coming weekend, 17th to the 19th of March. And also this weekend, on a different note, is Diablo 4's closed beta, which is if you've pre-ordered the game.
And
if you've pre-ordered the game, you can play it.
And also on this weekend, a bunch of the Grumpy Gamers are going on tour. So, great weekend.
What a great weekend.
Gamers bath tour. As in, we're not having a bath tour.
Oh, that sounded weird.
We're going to bath. I apologise. That must have come across weird. I apologise.
Clip it. Next up, also that Capcom event, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak expansion got shown off for other consoles and PC. That's released on the 28th of April. I think it's already out on the Switch, but it's coming to the other consoles.
Okay.
And the main event was that the Resident Evil 4 demo
special demo
got a release. It got released that evening actually of the show, so it's out now if you want to play it. And I'll be talking about it in what we've been playing. And the thing is, it was kind of spoiled because on Twitch and I think some other places they'd placed adverts for that day saying demo available now. And then realised that the showcase hadn't actually happened yet, and they had to pull those adverts down. So everybody kind of knew that the demo was coming out. So, but it's that's what they've done for the previous Resident Evil games. This one's follows suit. So I'll talk about that in a bit.
Spoilers.
Next one, Microsoft took out a full page in the Daily Mail and the Times saying that they intend to bring Call of Duty to loads more players if they complete this merger with Activision.
Yep.
They're really trying to force that deal with the CMA, aren't they?
I mean, it was really well timed as well. To be fair, I mean, obviously they knew what they were doing, but
yeah, almost as if they timed it. Yeah.
But they said they did say they're going to bring it to 150 million more players.
As many as that.
That was the stats that it said on the.
It's because they've gone. How many players has the Switch got?
Yeah, it's
140 million.
Yeah.
140 million. Okay, yeah, we'll round it up. 150. Lovely old job.
Lovely.
Just fucking eFootball numbers all over again, isn't it?
Nah, that was 600 million if you remember rightly. Come on,
600
that
million.
Was surely a typo. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But on that basis, Microsoft have also told the CMA that they're confident that they got an optimized COD on the Switch.
Well, they would say that, wouldn't they? Let's be honest.
They would say that.
It'd be weird if they said the opposite.
We
just offered you a 10-year deal, but maybe we can do it. Maybe we can.
So, in the same breath, we think we can get it to 150 million more players, but we're not confident. And it's this word optimize. They can optimize. Now, optimize, does that mean play well or just the best it can possibly play on the Switch?
Yeah, very good point, actually. Yeah.
I mean, Ben, you could probably.
They might be able to optimize it, and it might be
that.
2 frames per second.
I remember when I had my old laptop and I used to optimize Escape from Tarkov, and then I used to play it, and it used to be 5 frames a second.
Yeah, but it's optimized to fuck, though.
It was optimized, but people were teleporting past me and stuff.
Yeah, I depending on when they can get Call of Duty out, when this deal completes, I think they'll be working on this. Maybe next year, maybe the year after, probably for the next Switch, because surely it can't go on this Switch, so we'll have to see about that one. But anyway, that's what they've said. Just trying to force the deal through. And last one of the quick news, Forspoken, the sales, according to Square Enix, were disappointing. They called them lackluster. No real surprise, unfortunately. They also said that many smaller mid-tier games that they released last year underperformed, and that could impact growth.
Ooh.
So
that's not a great thing to be releasing, is it?
No, a bit poor, but they are.
Who was the developer of that one again? Square Enix. Don't worry. I was going to make a joke. But it's going to fall flat. So let's just move on.
That's really shit.
I mean, now the whole thing's fallen flat.
Yeah.
Just
like the Forspoken sales. So
Okay, good recovery.
You
I didn't mind that.
You got to give it to him.
I didn't mind that. Yeah, that was all right.
Really
okay,
good.
That wasn't the joke, by the way, but I'm taking it.
No,
good recovery. Coach, do you want to leave us on?
Yeah. Let's fucking
news?
get on with some real news, shall we? So, I just want to block your merger, says PlayStation boss Jim Ryan. Have you guys heard about this?
Oh yes.
It's fucking everywhere.
Oh yes.
So, Activision Chief Communication Officer Lulu Cheng Masavi, I think that's how you pronounce the surname, not 100% sure, stated in a tweet last week, which was the 8th of March, that Jim Ryan said, and I quote, "I don't want a new Call of Duty deal, I just want to block your merger." And this comes off the back of a previous tweet where she had said, Microsoft offered Sony, the dominant console leader for well over a decade with 80% market share, a 10-year agreement on far better terms than Sony would ever get from us. We've also offered Sony guaranteed long-term access to Call of Duty, but they keep refusing. Why? And that's the end of the tweet. Then that's when she mentioned about the quote that Jim Ryan said. So this is now infamous. It's gone. It blew up as soon as she tweeted it, and there were a lot of people getting involved. And I think one of the editors for The Verge also got involved, asking. I think his name's Tom Warren. Asked her to confirm it, and she said yes. So he's obviously run with it in their news, etc. as well. But this was the answer that was provided by Ryan on February 21st when Microsoft and Sony execs met in Brussels to discuss details of possibly hashing out a deal for the merger. So multiple deals have been offered to Sony by Microsoft regarding COD. However, there's been no forever agreement, which obviously makes sense. But Phil Spencer has suggested that he's been happy to offer Sony a longer-term deal, although no details have been given on any other deals other than the 10-year deal previously to help this merger go through. So, at this point, it's all but clear that Microsoft need to do whatever they can to convince regulators to allow the merger rather than convince the Sony, because it seems like Sony don't really give a shit about burning bridges at this point. I mean, just first and foremost, guys, you just have a chat about it, because this is pretty obvious that they didn't want it to go through, but it's pretty big and ballsy of Jim Ryan to say this, right?
Yeah, it's almost like it's what everybody thought he was thinking, but I think it's a masterstroke by this Activision chief of communication. They've undermined everything that kind of Jim Ryan's put out there and Sony are trying to do by saying this, like almost we don't care about the cassette, we just don't want you to have a big win.
Yeah.
And we know that, and he's doing his job, etc. We've done this over and over again. Man does job, that type of thing. However, in this particular instance, it almost is that schoolyard thing. Mm-hmm. It's almost that kind of thing of like, I just don't want the other kid to win in this one occasion, and it undermines things. So, it's quoted, it's out there, and it almost doesn't matter if it's true at this point.
What do you think, Eddie?
I think it just cements that we all agree that Sony are the bad guys, the enemy, while Microsoft are the shining light.
I mean,
love it.
Yeah. I think I see the spin you're putting on it, and yes, sure, I would go down that road, but I think the problem that I've got with this coming to light, and it hasn't been 100% confirmed because it's only Lulu that's saying this, but basically, if this deal now doesn't go through, that's still going to shoot Sony in the foot, because Activision want to be bought. They want this to go through. There's a lot of people that are going to make a lot of money out of this, and so it's in Activision's best interest. And if Sony or Jim Ryan are just outwardly saying, no, I don't want this fucking deal to go through, and they're going to stop it from happening, that could very well cause issues in the future, right?
Well, but what issues are you thinking?
Well, let's go.
Still going to go on console, still going to...
On a super basic level, let's just talk about any timed exclusivity, because Sony have always had timed exclusivity when it comes to COD, whether it be downloadable content, whether it be special maps that have been provided on the PlayStation console, things like that. Those bridges are going to be burned instantly.
Yeah, but they're not necessarily, because Activision are owned by shareholders. All these companies are owned by shareholders. They have to act in the interest of shareholders. If the best deal's on the table, If Sony are going to pay through the roof and Microsoft aren't, then they'll get the exclusivity still.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Microsoft definitely are going to pay for the roof if they can, and they will in the future.
They might just give it. If this deal gets blocked, then they'll find another thing to pursue, won't they?
And I wouldn't be surprised as well, even if the deal doesn't go through. I mean, it's a super hypothetical. I wouldn't be surprised if something along the lines of, okay, well, Microsoft can't buy ABK, but we can pay you a fuck ton of money to get your games on our Game Pass platform.
Yeah, well, rich companies who have infinite money, who have been wronged in their eyes, I'm sure could do a lot of things like that. Yeah,
exactly. So
it's not the weirdest thing in the world, but it's all very I love talking about this stuff because I love the presentation that comes out, because it is presented like you said, Eddie. I know you said it tongue in cheek, but Microsoft being the good guys, Sony being the bad guys. It's all fucking weird, isn't it? All as bad as each other. But
I'd really love to. I would actually really like to hear Donnie's opinion on this after what he said a couple of weeks ago, where he switched sides to Sony.
Yeah, he's the opposite side. Yeah, he's the opposite. It's definitely not what the media.
Yeah, but he doesn't want the merger to go through anyway, does he?
That's true. That is true. But yeah, actually, he's probably going, yes, come on, Ryan, come on.
Yeah, tell him to go fuck himself.
No, but this is said, it can't be confirmed. It's just like if it's true or not. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's already been said. It's out there. Like it's. Oh, I don't know.
We love a bit of controversy. This is the kind of thing we've been waiting for, though, isn't it? Something juicy.
Absolutely.
It's as you said, like we've been saying for weeks. In fact, Pete's getting pissed off the amount of news stories where it's just man does job, but this is man does opposite of what his job description states.
Yeah, because he's not. Yeah, not. But we haven't got many more weeks of this, because this deal will be over. Well, by hook or by crook, at the end of next month.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because what is it?
It's the CMA.
Yeah, does the European Commission give judgment 1 week before the CMA? I think, and it's all like at the end of April, early May time, something like that.
Not long.
So
not long.
It's something's going to happen, and too many people are making too much money out of this deal for it not to go through. You think?
I'd be shocked if it didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just before we move on from this story, I'm really excited to see that. I imagine it is, like everybody else is saying, it is going to go through. I want to know how they're going to announce it. Like once it's once it's official, once they know that this is that it's been signed on the dotted line.
Huge Sony sign with a middle finger just going up to it.
Hey Ryan, you should 10-year deal, mate. Fuck you.
The biggest thing that I'm going to be furious about is that this will get done, and then literally a week after I bought Diablo 4, it'll be on Game Pass.
Actually, do you know what? That would be really bad timing for you, wouldn't it?
Fucking hell.
But yeah, that is my story. So
lovely stuff. Eddie, next one.
You know it's not a good one, don't you?
yeah. Seeing
it. Talking about Game Pass. See what I'm doing there? Doing a little segue.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Shit one, but yeah, go on.
Okay, I tried, but never mind. Starfield delayed.
Dun dun dun.
Did you just go woo?
No, I'm fucking devastated by this. So yeah, there was a short video released by Bethesda, presented by Todd Howard. It started with some cutscene shit from Starfield, followed by the new date, which is the 6th of September. Don't get me wrong, this is typical me being a twat. I read it the other way round because
it's June, fantastic.
It's the American date. 9th of June. Yeah,
Eddie, I was the same. I was like, oh, fucking sweet.
Good. It wasn't me just being a twat. Me thinking, I thought like, oh, well, that's not the first half like they promised, but still, that's sweet, yeah.
Well, no, June, no, 6th of June. What, it'd be 9th of June.
Just
I'd be like, yeah, that's.
In.
Oh, you've done it exactly when you said you'd do it. That's fantastic.
Oh, lovely, thank you. But yes, that was the American date, and it's now actually 6th of September. Todd Howard then chatted for about 2 minutes, not addressing the delay at all. Do you notice that? It's weird. Like the date came up, I bet everyone thought the same. Of what? Are you fucking serious? And then yeah, let's just not talk about it. You got to talk about it. This is what everyone's going to be talking about. He did say, I know you've waited a long time to play one of our games.
There's your acknowledgement.
Was that acknowledgement, Kirk? Was it, mate? Oh, fuck my life. So yeah, now it's coming out on 6th of September. It was due to release, was it last November?
Yep.
But then Bethesda last May said it's going to be delayed to the first half of 2023. And now it's looking like September. I think it was Pete that did actually say, like, last year, like, now it'll be 2024. And I think we called him a dickhead, but you never know. It could be.
I think Kirk always said it was going to be delayed into 2023.
Yeah.
I think we'd had chats about that. And we were like, nah, no way is it coming out in November, and then that got delayed.
Oh yeah, no, I think we all kind of thought that, but I think it was Pete that said 2024. I think we all called him a dickhead for it.
Yeah,
which,
I mean, it's free. It's 3 months. It's 3 months of a delay from what they originally said. And to be honest, I have not
from
played
original, Kurt. They said fucking November.
No. From their May announcement.
Oh, from their first delay, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, they need to. This is now the big IP, the big new IP to be essentially the face of Xbox. Because Halo ain't doing anything for Xbox at the moment.
That's right. That's correct.
And I say that through gritted teeth. Okay. And if you remember as well, let's cast our minds back a little bit. They've now supposedly put Starfield on Xbox Series Xboxes to promote the Xbox. So that's got to be. This is their new showcase. They need it to be right. And even if there are going to be some bugs at launch, because let's face it, it's a Bethesda game, it's probably going to.
No, there can't be. There can't be bugs at launch.
No, not game-breaking bugs or anything like that.
No, they can't be anything. They can be little ones, but they can't be anything serious.
But it still has to. This has to hit. It has to hit. Otherwise, it pains me to say, I think Xbox is going to really fucking struggle unless that ABK deal goes through, of course. But it's
yeah. But I agree with you wholeheartedly, Kirk. And I actually think even if that deal goes through, it doesn't matter because for me. Talking 2 years ago about the future of Xbox, I think we were all talking about Halo Infinite, and then we were talking about Starfield. I know I was, because Starfield is so big in my... I am resting so many hopes on Starfield. Like, an immense amount, because I'm a huge, that kind of gamer player, a Bethesda gamer. The probably over 1,000 hours of Fallout 4, all the other Fallouts, all the Skyrims, all the Elder Scroll games. I've probably played them more than any other game, and this is in space, which is my favourite kind of thing. So I'm resting all of my hope on this. But also, what scares me as well, Halo was shit, and I was really disappointed with that. And then now there's only this, and there's nothing after this. So if this comes out and it's terrible, what would I do?
Yeah, I want to take a slightly different tact, I think, to maybe what you were saying, Kirk. Like, I'm of the same opinion. It's a 3-month delay. I agree with you, Eddie, that this is their biggest title. This is everything for Xbox. 3-month delay. That's not massively material, like in the grand scheme of things. So and to be honest, if we were asked, "Oh, when's this game coming out?" we'd be like, "Oh, later this year." So we never expected it to be the first half of this year. And when I first saw this, I was like, is that delay? Everyone was saying, oh, it's been delayed. I was like, is that delay? But then when people were talking about it, I looked into this, and obviously I don't really care about this stuff. This isn't like, there's bigger, more important things going on in the world. But this is a bit of a joke. It is a bit of a joke. Xbox are becoming a fucking joke. I can't believe how much they have fucked this generation. Like, they've been so shit. Like, they had all last generation to mull over the fact that they'd absolutely had a clusterfuck after the 360 into that Xbox One, and they absolutely fucked it. They shut the bed. It was awful. And they had a whole generation to mull on that. They went, okay, we're going to buy all these people. It is now going to be 2 years into a generation before they've had one big. I mean, Halo came up, and it was a bit of a they've not done anything with it. So there we go. That's all they've had. Like Halo.
I think they were just from the build up to Halo alone. I think they were expecting Halo Infinite to be massive.
Yeah,
but they
of course
also
of course
expected
they
it a year before it came out. Like, I cannot fathom. And even when they said they had this thing which is like it's going to be games to be released within 12 months. That's where this has all come from, where it's like, it's been delayed again. And they had all those big games, and even in the showcase that they just had, Kirk, when your anticipated game, Forza Motorsport, like I'll play that.
We don't even know when it's coming.
They didn't have a date on it, and it's like, it's tragic. It is fucking tragic. And I say this as a person who plays his Xbox more than any other console at the moment. I like the Xbox. I like it. I like Game Pass. I like what they're trying to do. I like it. I can't believe a word you're fucking saying. You say it's coming out the 6th of September. Don't believe you. Don't care.
My only
just a joke.
I do have a slight counter argument to it, and it's. I know you're not going to agree with me, and I'm just trying to. I'm not even playing devil's advocate. It's just more a case of trying to think from behind the scenes. Now that Starfield has been delayed, I wonder if Forza Motorsport, which will be a big title for Xbox,
absolutely, 100%.
It doesn't matter if you don't like the Vroomy games or whatnot, Eddie. It's going to be a big title for the system. I wonder if, because originally Starfield was meant to obviously come out sooner by 3 months, if there were talks behind the scenes that, okay, we're not 100% sure this is going to happen, and obviously they had their direct with the Xbox games, including Forza Motorsport, and maybe it was penned for the middle of the year, but then that would conflict with Starfield, and because of the uncertainty that was there, knowing that this is their big IP, that's why they didn't announce exactly when it's going to be.
I'd love that, Kirk. I think if you're saying that they basically had Forza and it would fill in for either mid-year or Q3, depending on whether Starfield was ready or not, I think that would be that's a fair kind of. I don't think that's happening.
Well, no.
But I think if you're right, you are right,
we're only March at the moment, so they've probably got something going on behind the scenes, and you know, if it's not right, it's not right.
I don't know, mate. It's Xbox we're talking about.
Yeah, that's true. Forza and Starfield are being delayed to 2024. You heard it first, right?
I think what you're saying, Kirk, is perfectly reasonable. I just don't believe a fucking word of them.
Yeah, I know.
I've got no confidence in them at all.
No,
they're just.
I agree.
They're shit.
I agree.
They're
and
just
Xbox fanboy over here agrees. All right.
They can't release a game for love nor money.
Hi-Fi Rush.
I can't believe it. Like, spend all this money on all these studios. PlayStation, don't worry about it, mate. Call of Duty won't come out. This won't release it. It's fine.
Oh, wow.
Next. The thing that gets me with this is they said within 12 months. Nobody asked them. Nobody asked.
No, they did.
They said these will come out within 12 months. Nobody asked you. Why did you say it?
Well,
it's ridiculous. Look, if somebody at work said to you, "Yeah, I'll get that done by the end of next week," oh, lovely. Okay, thanks. You expect it.
I can't do it. Yeah, no, I get it. All right, Ben, Starfield getting delayed is a bit of a joke, but
I don't care. But
you don't care. Are there any other games that are being delayed that you don't care about?
Nice.
What's that?
It's a segue to your story, Ben.
Oh, very good, very good.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell, Ben.
There is a game being delayed that I don't care about. There's a game being delayed. I had to scroll up the page. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. It's been delayed.
Is it? That's it. I didn't know.
No, it hasn't. Not officially, but in a weird twist of fate, Suicide Squad it's been reported in several places to internally have been delayed out of May to later this year. So Suicide Squad was at the State of Play for 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, really
it
good.
headlined.
We remember.
It headlined.
Really good.
The State of Play. Like, everybody was, this is a big reveal, fantastic. And then now it's being kind of reported, and supposedly that will be confirmed this week, that it's being delayed. So originally it was supposed to come out in 2022. Then it got pushed to May 2023, and now it's Bloomberg's Jason Schreier and Jez Corden, Windows Central. They're both reporting this delay. That's a fucking long development cycle as well, because I think it's like nearly 7 years.
That's pretty big. Yeah.
So I don't know how you can headline a Sony State of Play and have your game be releasing in 2 months and then then delay it.
It's because Sony are a fucking joke, Ben. That's why.
I mean, it's nothing to do with Sony, but they probably trusting. Sony are too trusting. That's what I'm saying.
That's it. They're the good guys. They're the good guys.
They're the good guys. They're the good guys.
The good guys.
But if this is true, let's take it that it's true, and we'll just ignore it if it turns out not to be true. But let's take it that it's true. Supposedly, this delay is for extra polish.
Really?
But given that it had this awful reception after the state of play,
absolutely.
Do you think they're just distancing themselves from that, and then they're going to reinvigorate it later in the year and just go, there we go? Because there's not much you could do in 6 months, surely.
No, exactly. There's not a lot you can do, and I don't care. I remember Donnie saying it looked great. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't look great.
No. Donnie didn't say it looked great.
Donnie hated it as well.
Don't put those words in his mouth.
Yeah, he is going to be screaming.
He's going to be screaming at his headphones.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, iPod?
iPod?
Definitely not PSVR 2.
What is going on?
Screaming at his PSVR 2.
No, I don't know what you could actually do with this, because I thought it looked fucking dog shit. Like, for what is supposed to be a next-gen game, how are you putting polish on it? Like, what are you doing? Like,
I thought visually it looked fine.
Yeah, fine.
It's just that conceptually,
fine.
It was, but conceptually it was old. It was like, these are ideas from
10
years ago. Like, this is nothing. I think, like, with that reception, they must have gone. It again, assuming this has genuinely been delayed and it will be confirmed. They must have gone. Oh, we're gonna be releasing around Breath of the Wild 2, Diablo 4, Redfall.
Didn't this happen to a similar game last year? Didn't the game get kind of lost?
Wasn't it Everspace 2, wasn't it? Did that push itself back because it was coming around?
Yeah, what game totally
wasn't it?
Stepped out of the way or something?
It was Forspoken, wasn't it, actually? Forspoken
did. Because we joked that, like, Sony phoned them up and said, because God of War got changed, didn't it?
Yeah, so basically Suicide Squad's doing a Forspoken.
Yes. Well,
I see what Ben's saying. It's probably actually tactical just to keep the fuck away from, distance yourself from all the criticism.
Yeah.
Especially with all those big games. It's like, let's try again and make out that we've changed stuff in 6 months' time.
It's definitely a shame, though, because Rocksteady are widely considered, a very top-tier studio. So, it's...
Well, they made the Arkham games. What other games did they make, Kirk? Do you know?
Not off the top of my head, unfortunately.
Yeah, because you got those Arkham games, and obviously they landed on a formula there, and they were very well received. I liked those games, especially the first one. I thought was fantastic. But just because you make a game or three of the same formula, which they weren't like revolutionary games, were they?
Not revolutionary, but they definitely are widely considered as kind of up there as, as AAA as you can get for a studio like them.
They were the origins of that combat system, weren't they?
Definitely.
That's now used in Spider-Man and stuff like that.
Spider-Man is kind of loosely based off of the combat system from that. So
yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. That their combat system in Arkham, was that I suppose that was not evolution. It was new. It was new.
Revolutionary, because I think that's what you're trying to look for.
I think Worthby did a video.
I didn't know whether it was revolutionary or maybe evolutionary. I don't know.
I think Worthby did a video of having. I think it was he trained a cuddly toy just to play it, because isn't the fighting system you could literally just press one button all the time,
and you press one button and then like reverse. Yeah. It's a very. It looks great on screen.
But mechanically, it's simple.
Yeah, mechanically it's easy. It's like Spider-Man. Spider-Man is so easy, but it looks good on screen.
Fair enough, right?
Yeah,
beautiful. Okay, so delays and bosses saying things that they probably shouldn't be saying out loud. Lovely. That's the roundup.
That's the main news. That's the main news of the week. Yeah,
man doesn't do job.
Man doesn't do job. Right. Should take us to new releases, Eddie.
Talking about games that haven't been delayed. I'm nailing these segues.
Okay,
I'm not sure you are today. Actually, I think. Yeah, that's rough.
Harsh. Okay, the first one, the Dark Pictures Switchback VR, coming out on PSVR 2. Donnie will like that one.
Donnie will
March
like
16th.
it, yeah.
Don't blink! Immerse yourself in the fast-paced roller coaster action horror shooter. That's a lot of words. Where every move you make can mean the difference between life and death. It's a horror shooter where you're on a roller coaster. It does say, in the blink of an eye, more and more enemies are upon you as your pupils are being detected. I have actually seen gameplay of this, and it's actually really funny because I strongly advise you go on YouTube and look at people trying not to blink.
I've seen it, mate.
Have you?
Yeah, it's a fucking sketchy concept because obviously that eye tracking feature on the PSVR 2, like you said, if you blink, you close your eyes, then there's more enemies that show up, or they turn to you. Like I think there's like still enemies that will have their backs to you, and if you blink, the next bit is they are facing you and closer. Absolutely. And it's like, that would shit me up. That would.
It would shit. I think it would shit me up to have the VR on your head and to actually like watching it. Obviously, it's not scary, but you don't know when he's blinking.
No, exactly.
But Jesus, to have that on, I think I would shit myself. I think
the blinking thing is this is a new mechanic that games, because there's that other VR game that's narrative one from last week that we talked about, that had been out for a while, got really positive reviews on Steam, and is now on PSVR 2. I can't remember the name of it, but that had the blink mechanic where you could go through someone's memories every time you blink.
Nice.
So this whole blink thing and eye tracking on the PSVR 2 is definitely something they're getting behind.
I can't remember what it was, but I think there's a horror game that came out not too long ago that has, when you're not looking at the area the enemies move closer to. Again, it's a horror movie. Horror game. But I mean, it's the same concept. But yeah.
So this is a Dark Pictures game. So I don't know how this fits into the Dark Pictures like anthologies, the one that I've played in the past and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how it fits in, but it is just another on rails VR experience.
Literally on rails, yeah.
Literally on rails. That's what I really
on
did
rails.
Not like. Literally on
the thing
rails.
is, they had some of these on the original PSVR, didn't they?
They did, yeah. They did.
But
one at launch, actually. Very similar.
It's the kind of game like. It's going to be probably like one of them one and done kind of things. It's just to give you an experience with the new hardware that they've got, a couple of new mechanics, obviously like with your eye blinking, etc. But not. I don't think you're meant to think too hard about it. So
yeah, maybe we'll just get Donnie on to have a chat about it.
Yeah, can't wait for the review, mate.
Lovely.
Yeah. Nasty boys. Right, next one, Bayonetta Origins. Oh, I didn't read this. Careza?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Careza and the Lost Demon. It's going out on Switch, March 17th. Join Careza and her demon Cheshire. Really? Cheshire?
Yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
That's clearly... Do they not know that there's a place in England called Cheshire? And it's not exactly a cool place.
Is it a cat? Is the demon a cat?
Don't care enough, to be honest with you, mate.
Fair enough.
On a journey through a fairy-filled forest in Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon for Nintendo Switch. Do you know, before I carry on, as you can see, but on the blurb for our listeners, fairy is spelled F-A-E-R-E. Now, I had to look this up, I'll be honest. Do you know what the difference is between a fairy spelled like that and a fairy spelled normally?
No, but please tell.
Fairy spelled like this is actually, in old folklore, are evil fairies that apparently cause mischief, and they don't look
Mischief, you say?
mischief, while other fairies, the normal spell fairies, are apparently quite typically beautiful, and they look after you and take care of you.
And do not cause mischief.
Okay. Turn the pages of this vibrantly illustrated, that's fucking criminal that they've said that after looking at this game, storybook adventure to discover the origins of the titular Umbra Witch. It's a Bayonetta prequel. It's a storybook adventure. Now, going back to this vibrantly illustrated, the colours are awful. And when I mean awful, I don't mean like, oh, it looks bad. It hurt my brain to go through gameplay footage of this, and it hurt my soul to watch it further.
It's not vibrant, is it?
You can't call it vibrant. It's like in school when you did watercolors.
Yes.
And you weren't very good at it, and you didn't really know what you're
vibrant
doing.
watercolor work there.
Yeah. Well, this is exactly that. It just looks fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking horrendous.
Just to your earlier point, Ben, about is it like the Cheshire Cat? To be fair, the case does have the demon grinning in the background, so I'm guessing it's kind of a play on that.
Yeah, fair one.
So.
There is a demo of this. There is the demo of this game on the Switch, I think.
Yeah, there is.
So
Cool.
it strikes me for Bayonetta fans, I think.
Probably will be, but it's not the kind of thing that I think I would.
I mean, but it's not like, please, anybody listening to this and knowing this game for the first time, it is not like any other Bayonetta game. It is a completely different kettle of fish, so you got to check it out before you put down that money.
Yes, and the money. Let's come round to the money. £50 sterling.
That seems excessive for it.
For a storybook.
For this kind of game is unforgivable. For a Bayonetta game, fine. I mean, I fucking hate Bayonetta games, but for this, that's unforgivable.
For someone who's probably never played them, but that's fine.
I've never played them, Ben. I'll be honest with you, but I've watched enough gameplay footage. Do you know what
Absolutely hates
Do you know
it.
what's actually
Furious.
turned me to hate? Because I obviously never liked Bayonetta, and I watched gameplay, and I was like, this isn't for me. But you know what really got me was when Bayonetta was the latest one, 3, that came out a couple months ago.
Yes, yeah.
And I watched reviews, and it was getting all these hundreds and hundreds, and I went, this is disgusting. This gameplay just looks fucking shit. And then I watched IGN, and it made me explode, because they obviously got someone to review it who loves Bayonetta games, and the whole time she was going about how amazing it was, but it just looks fucking shit. And for some reason, I'm not angry at IGN. I'm not angry at reviewers.
Sounded like you were.
But I am, for the record. But for some reason, I now have an anger towards Bayonetta games. I don't know why.
I blame IGN.
I certainly blame IGN.
Yeah.
But IGN have done so much good, so I can't blame them. While Bayonetta have
Depends
just been
who you
shit
ask.
in my life.
Right.
Right.
Excellent.
All right.
That's cool. We're on to the third
Can we move
game.
on to something a bit better now?
Peppa Pig!
Yes!
World Adventures! Coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch. Wow, the whole lot. March 17th. Play in the bigger, wider world of Peppa Pig and bring your family into the story. Make pizza in Italy, walk on Hollywood Boulevard, climb the Eiffel Tower, and more on your world tour. Create your own unique and dazzling family home and discover more characters, quests, fun than ever before.
Does that mean this game's got base building?
Kirk, this is a kids' adventure game, and the features include create characters for you and your whole family.
Lovely.
Customer customization. Character customization. Visit New York, Paris, London, beyond. So it's like you get to choose where to go and stuff. You get to chat and play with all your favourite Peppa Pig characters. So if you're into Peppa Pig, then brilliant. You can arrange your home and collectibles however you like. You can customize your house and then what's inside it as well, Kirk.
Well, there you go.
You can visit a skyscraper, sail a ship, hunt for treasure, and more. There's quests involved as well. So it's adventure, it's base building, it's questing, it's story based. It's game of the year.
Most importantly, it's Peppa Pig.
Yeah, I mean,
And there's one thing you could say about this is like, I'm not going to shit on this at all, because if you like Peppa Pig, if you're a child and like Peppa Pig, you're gonna fucking love this.
do you know what? I was thinking exactly the same thing, Ben. I was like, it is going to be a fucking game of the year for, I don't know how old kids are that watch Peppa Pig.
For someone who loves it, I don't know what age, but
Absolutely. You know what? I'm going to go one step further and say
14-year-olds or something.
What? Right, okay. Don't know what you were doing at 14, Ben.
Peppa Pig.
You were doing Peppa Pig, apparently. But you know what's good is this game looks so good that I think if my little kid went, can you play Peppa Pig, like a computer game with me, any other game I would probably want to die. But this game looks extensive.
It looks exactly like the TV show.
Yeah, I was
going to
say this has done what South Park did, and it has captured.
Kirk, I was thinking the same thing.
It's captured the show's
exactly the same thing
perfectly, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Game of the year.
Fair play. Right.
I never thought we would get such a rip-roaring...
Yeah, I know.
There we go.
If you got this list, what would Eddie like and what wouldn't he like?
This is going to be his pick of the week, guaranteed.
How does he say Bayonetta, the world-famous, really highly received games, are the worst things of humanity? But
a lot of hatred. You had a lot of hatred towards those.
Yes, Bayonetta should die. Right,
Whoa.
Next one.
not
WWE
real person.
2K23 coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, March 17th. WWE 2K23 is even stronger with expanded features, gorgeous graphics, and a deep roster of WWE superstars and legends. 2K Showcase returns as an interactive sports documentary focusing on the 20-year career of John Cena and War Games is finally here. Yeah. It's a wrestling game. Obviously.
Obviously.
Oh, really? Okay. Tell me more.
I feel like I have to, clarify that. Let me tell you. All right. For a start, it does look good. It looks really good, in fact. Graphics are good, I think. And you know what? When I used to play wrestling games, fuck me, did it look janky. But this doesn't seem to look janky at all. Maybe they got the Batman combat there.
Maybe they do, yeah.
But let me go through the modes with you. Fuck my life. I am genuinely considering getting this game because I don't give a shit about wrestling anymore, but it's got a 2K Showcase interactive sports documentary mode where you go through John Cena's 20-year and you get to fight absolute legends of the game and stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine. It's got War Games, which is a fan favorite action-packed mode, which is 3v3 and 4v4 multiplayer games. You've got My GM, where you are a general manager and you get to make... I don't know about this mode, but this sounds exactly kind of what I'm into.
You probably make the matchups and things like that, I imagine. Right?
Yeah, I think so. Choosing an additional show options, it says, and it goes over multiple seasons. So, I'm interested in this. Ben, this one's for you. You'll hold all the cards. Collect and upgrade cards of WWE superstars and legends to build Ultimate Faction and complete for global dominance in My Faction, now featuring online multiplayer.
Is that like Ultimate Team type thing?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but it's got cards.
Mind blowing, it's got cards.
It's got cards.
I'm all in. Take my money.
There's also a My Rise mode, which is like a career mode if you want to be a WWE star and make your way up the ranks and stuff. There's also a WWE Universe mode.
Oh, that sounds big.
Which is the ultimate sandbox that puts you in charge of WWE, as in the whole organisation. From superstar rosters, feuds, championships, weekly shows.
I'd love to know the difference between that and My GM. I can't wait to find out the difference.
You don't need to know. You don't need to know. Well, I think the GM, right, Ben? I'll be able to answer this, I'm sure. I can't find it. But I'm pretty sure I remember reading that the GM is taking... making decisions as a GM... while WWE is the WWE as a whole, if that makes sense. No, it doesn't, does it?
It doesn't, but you know what? I'm all in.
Oh, dear. Yeah, I mean, how fucking good is that? That is so deep. There's so much to choose from. Hopefully they haven't done so much that each thing is really shit and, shallow, but I'm really impressed with that. What do you guys think?
Well, they have a history of shitting the bed on these games. So
Oh, stop saying shitting the bed. We let you get away with it earlier when you said shitting the bed.
they have a history of it, though. So
maybe Ben needs to stop shitting the bed. I think
hopefully they
you're
change the
right.
sheets.
I think you're right. It does look really good, Eddie.
Looks great. Looks fantastic.
I do obviously the whole the kind of variations in modes is definitely something that's quite in depth as you've explained. But I don't know how they have managed to mess up a lot of these wrestlers' hairs.
Hair's very hard to do.
I know it's very hard to do.
Well, yeah, hair is very hard to do.
Yeah, it is. But I've played games that have managed to do hair pretty well, and some of these just look like bobs, like matted bobs on their heads.
But they're wrestling in that, Kurt. They're moving all over the place. Hair's got to do weird physics things.
And I think the other thing that's really off-putting for me, I'm not a wrestler. Obviously, I'm not a wrestler. I'm not a wrestling guy. But the cover with John Cena doing his little like hand movement thing. It's a bit cringe.
Yeah, but people who like WWE, love John Cena.
I mean, I think John Cena's great.
I think he's cool,
John Cena's great. I think I like John Cena.
He's great. Best mates with him.
Yeah. This game's getting a lot of airtime with us, I must say. It's getting a lot of airtime.
Hey, biggest game of the week. So,
it is, man. There's only like 7, mate. What do you want?
All right, well, next game then.
All right, next one, Deceive Inc. Coming out PC, PlayStation. Oh, next gen PlayStation and Xbox. Interesting. March 21st. Go undercover as the world's greatest spies in this tense multiplayer game of subterfuged. I must call it completely something different then. Disguised as anyone, deploy an arsenal of high-tech gadgets or neutralise the competition. As long as you extract with the objective, no trick is too dirty when you work for Deceiving. This is...
You were meant to shout. You were meant to shout then.
Yeah, it doesn't have Deceiving in capitals. I'm just tired. I'm tired. Bayonetta took it all out of me. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
This is an action shooter where you must extract with something, by the sounds of it. It's PvP. It sounds pretty cool, right? There's a roster of diverse agents, each with their own unique weapon and skill set. There's also create your loadouts from a plethora of highly versatile gadgets. And you have a watch where you can like disguise yourself as well. Don't get me wrong, all these games will probably turn into just everyone shooting each other, but I don't know. I love a game where you have loads of options to complete your task. What do you guys think?
This game looks completely dead on arrival for me.
I'm glad you didn't say it looks like hot garbage, because that's a favourite of yours lately. But it
looks like it's shut the bed.
It looks like it's shut the bed with hot garbage next to it. So
absolutely,
yeah,
it's going nowhere.
Let's give it no more airtime, shall we?
They've gone down the bad cartoon look as well, haven't they? You know, the one where it's like, please, children from age 12 to 16, please pay attention.
Like, this might be a great game, but it's just not gonna. I don't know. It's a crowded market. This type of game. It's so crowded. I mean, when it's just online, like PvP, it's a rough ride.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And
I doubt
even
this is
in this market, when it's not free to play as well, it's a difficult one to keep to start. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know how much this is or whatever, but
it's £16.
There we go.
Next.
Remnant from the Ashes is getting a Switch release on March 21st. It came out in August 2019. It's like a Souls-like action RPG. I very much enjoy watching Ben play it.
I love this game. I love this game. I think it's one of my favorite games.
Wow!
It's absolutely superb. No, it's absolutely superb. It's got this really, really good mechanic of when you go into an area for the first time, whatever level you are at that particular time, your gear score, it will set the enemies at one above that, and so you choose when to level. And if you can get through an area without leveling up, then that's good, because you go to the next area, and then the next area is set at that level as well, and then you can level up, and then you'll be so much stronger than the area. It's just this really, really great mechanic of leveling isn't always the right answer. It's timing when to level up your gear to be stronger than enemies, to set the enemies at a certain level and stuff like that. But it's brilliant. It's a Souls-like with guns. The bosses are fantastic. Held me from start to finish. Couldn't put it down. One of the best Souls-likes I've ever played. It's right up there with the Souls games in my opinion. And they're making a new one. That was at one of the showcases recently as well. So next gen, a new Remnant is coming out as well. So cannot speak highly enough of this game. And it's coming to Switch. I didn't know that. That's crazy. But if you are interested in this game and you have another console to play it on, I'm sure it's like cheap as chips.
Maybe play it on that.
I don't even know. It's been on Game Pass, I'm sure. And I played it through Sony's, whatever they call it. And I played it just on there for free, or it was one of their monthly games that they gave away, I think. So I think I own it on PlayStation. Ooh. But it really is a fantastic game. Really, really, really good.
$33.49 to buy on the Xbox store.
Is it? Wow, that is expensive. I don't know what the Metacritic. I wonder what the Metacritic is. It must be a pretty highly rated game because, I thought it was outstanding. Outstanding.
It's very positive on Steam, so that's pretty good. And it looks like it's floating around anywhere between 77 and 81% on Metacritic.
Yes.
Cool. But if you're interested in Souls-likes and you want something new and you haven't played that, then check it out. It's absolutely brilliant.
Nice one. Right, another Switch release. Have a Nice Death coming out on March 22nd. It came out in March 22 last year. It's a roguelike 2D platformer. I'm getting a lot of Hollow Knight vibes, probably because it's a 2D platformer and that's also dark and deathy.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I was going to ask Pete if he would... If he has played this.
We did actually mention... We touched on this... I don't think it was previously. Was it this year? We saw.
Yeah, I think
it was probably March 22.
We've seen this
end of last year.
And
end of last year, we saw it at Nintendo Direct, I think.
And I remember Pete and I both saying that we both like the kind of style of it. But,
it looks wicked, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Shame it's on Switch though. That's a bit.
Is that a shame? Is it?
Yeah, because it means I can't play it. I'm not buying a Switch just for this.
It looks great though. It's surely going to come out to other.
You'd hope so.
Consoles
though. It's on PC, but you've got a fucking Mac, haven't you, Kurt?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Well,
but it's a roguelike game, so
but
roguelike game rather than Hollow Knight.
Yeah, there is that, and I wonder if this would be one of those other roguelike games that I take to, like I did with Hades. So.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about Hades, one of the best of its kind.
No, absolutely. I understand that, but I never.
So it has to be as good as an amazing world-class game.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that too much to ask?
Just too much.
Yeah, that's it for the new releases. I guess it's.
What's your game of the week?
I think my game of the week has to be Bayonetta Origins. I think it's really good.
Oh, you let me down.
It's only £50 as well. So when you, God, how do they do that? Why do they do that?
What's your real game of the week?
It's a difficult one. It's going to be WWE 2K23 because. Just the level of quality of that game looks like the amount of effort looks like they've put in. I think this could be bloody fantastic.
You've got somebody out there who's listening. He's like, but what's Eddie's game of the week gonna be? I need to put my order in, and then he's clicked buy, or she has clicked buy as soon as you said Bayonetta, and then you just
they're willing to throw 50 quid at a game immediately in a second.
You don't know how far your word carries.
Yeah. And also, if they haven't actually listened to the whole section and they've just skipped ahead and they've gotten to the end of this section,
they've immediately they've started the podcast and they've gone straight. I need that game of the week.
Oh, fine. My game of the week is Eddie's bank account. Okay, go into any Halifax.
That's very strange.
Just ask for Eddie. Go to any Halifax and ask for Eddie.
They'll know. I was thinking Peppa Pig because I bet for that for the target market, I think that's gonna be an absolute fucking delight. But
I agree.
Yeah, I couldn't give that because I would never play Peppa Pig. So
okay, well let's move it on then to what we've been playing. I'll kick us off with Resident Evil 4 demo, like I mentioned at the start. I know, Kirk, you're well into buying this game. You didn't want to play the demo, did you? Because you're going to buy it day one anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
It's coming.
I'm also going to get it day one, I think. It looks fantastic. Interestingly, I don't think it looks as good as the 2 or 3 remakes.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it still looks great. But those ones look fantastic, though.
Have they? Are there any rain? Because I don't know anything about the demo at all. So literally going to review it.
Yeah.
Does it have any of the rain effects in it?
No rain in the demo,
okay.
But they fixed it in a day one patch.
Cool.
So that whole rain thing is
toned
where
down.
They said the rain was thicker than a Snickers.
Yes.
That has been patched supposedly. I think they took that feedback on board and turned down that percentage slider.
Also, just on this, is it like during more of? Is it dark or is it kind of?
Right, yeah. So the original is really brown, isn't it?
Yes.
This is not brown. It's dark. It's dark.
It's nighttime. Is it?
Night. Well, yeah, it was nighttime, and then it turned to like daytime, but it's grim.
The only reason
Grim daytime.
The only reason I asked is because obviously 2 and 3 were based at night, and obviously with lighting and that kind of.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
No, it does start off that way. It starts off at night, I think. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's basically. I think it's. I assume one of the real opening segments of the game. So it's basically you arrive and you make your way to the village for the first time.
Okay.
So, and I know you've played 4, but only the start.
I got to the village. I got to the church.
Right. Okay.
Original, so I know where. Yeah.
That's probably where I'm talking about then. Like the first, I imagine, because this is the thing. I didn't play the original. I assume this is, 1, it's a complete remake, but 2, it might be a borderline kind of reimagining. So I don't know if it aligns up to the original like really well, or whether it's a bit changed up here and there. So I don't really know that. And also demos are a bit misleading in that, aren't they? Sometimes.
They are, yeah.
But I played it on the Xbox, and yeah, it ran fantastically. Really good impression from the game. A lot of people online saying the PS5 version runs marginally better. And when they did a frame by frame comparison, it was the fact that PlayStation 5 was running at 60 and the Xbox was like between 56 and 60. People just complain about the most embarrassing shit, don't they? Like, oh no, PS5 is preferred. Oh my god, I can't believe that.
Oh,
Jesus
you know
Christ,
what this is, don't you? It's because this is Sony. They've paid Capcom to.
Shit, they have.
They have, haven't they?
Fucking paid them.
They have
paid them for 3 frames.
Yeah, it was in a state of play, so they must have fucking. They're undercutting it to make the Xbox look
Those
bad.
absolute villains.
Fuck you, Jim Ryan.
Those fucking villains. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like people banging on. If you have a choice of what console to play it on, just play it on the one that you like the controller the most.
Yeah, that's fair.
And if you don't have a choice, why do you fucking care?
Keyboard.
Like if you've only got one of them, why do you fucking care, man?
So what's it like?
Right,
then?
anyway,
Come on, let's go.
The atmosphere is fantastic. Tension is brilliant. It's about 20 minutes long, and it, as I said, basically at the start of the game, and you go up to the original fight with the villagers. When you go to the village, and then they all fucking come at you. Controls are very Resident Evil-y, and when I say that,
Nice.
I mean clunky. Do you know what I mean? Like the walking around clunky. It's like a little bit. It's not so great at aiming. That type of thing. It's like not. It's not Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But a little bit more actiony because there's melee combat and stuff. You can fucking karate kick someone in the face. It's pretty cool.
He
But
was able
as
to
I
do
said,
a roundhouse kick in the original as well.
could you? Yeah, it's fucking. He's learned his taekwondo.
Yeah.
But yeah, it appears darker. It seems scarier than what I imagined the original game was. And for something that's called like an action game, I felt very exposed for an action game.
Okay.
That first fight, that village fight, that's tough, man. I don't know whether because it's.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether it was tough because it was the demo. Or so, I mean, I beat it today. Like I died like 3 or 4 times trying to do it the first time because I thought you had to like kill the villagers and stuff. And then Boxenberger actually on Twitter was like, you just have to survive like a time period and then it will kind of do it. And I was dying just like, this is fucking difficult, man. And then like the chainsaw guy comes after you and I was like, Jesus, this is a tough knock. So basically you just have to fucking run around.
Just surviving. Just got to survive.
Yeah, you just survive, but but it clearly says fight them. So I clearly died.
I was going to say I saw a really cool clip from someone that was playing a demo. Who there's a guy, one of the villagers throws an axe at him, and he shoots the axe out of his trajectory.
Yeah.
It's really fucking cool.
There's a load of cool stuff that you can do. Like you've got this knife that you can knife parry with, and you basically knife parry a chainsaw. It's so weird. But also, like the chainsaw guy attacks when he uses his attack. If there's an enemy in the way, it'll get that enemy as well. Like it's quite cool. Like all in all, I was very, very, very impressed with this game. I thought it really did look superb. It played well. I thought, boy, that was tough, but but then when I did it, it was like, okay, that's good.
Is it just one setting that you can play as well? So
yeah. So it's only the lead up to the village. Okay. And I did the demo.
Sorry, I meant difficulty.
Yes, I think so. Yeah. I didn't look. You do get a harder mode actually. There's like a super hard mode or something if you do a number of things and you've beaten the demo or something. There's also a number of different weapons you can pick up. You can get the shotgun. I hear there's a machine gun as well if you do some stuff, and you can throw your like weapons in the well and then pick up other things. They've got a load of little Easter eggs in this demo, so there's quite a lot to do. But when I did it today, it took 10 and a half minutes. That's what I did, and it gives you like a time at the end. So
okay,
it's but really, it got me pumped for it. Got me really into it. So and that comes out in 2 weeks, doesn't it?
Well, it's a week Friday. So
yeah, so I think we're due a big game coming out.
Yes,
I think we're due
a remake.
Yeah, but it's a total remake though. It's not a remaster or anything. This is a total remake. I've never played the original, so this is a proper new game.
Right, yeah. So like different storyline and stuff.
No. Storyline will be
I don't know what
the
the original storyline was, so...
Storyline will be the same. It's followed loosely. So essentially, the storyline of the original is you're playing as Leon, and you have been... I can't remember if you're hired or if you are already working for the president and his daughter.
Yes, you're working kidnapped. For him. Yeah,
and
yeah.
Basically, you've been given a lead, and you end up going to this like place in like somewhere Western Europe, I think it is. And then I
think I might have played this one.
Maybe you're getting his daughter back, aren't you? You're getting the president's daughter back.
Yeah. But I think what they are planning on doing with this, and from what I've seen, because I played a good couple of hours of the original, which most of it was spent in the original village bit because I couldn't fucking get to grips with the controller. That's a bit of a joke, but I think they are doing the same sort of thing that they did with the RE2 and 3 remakes, which is a reimagining. So a lot of the original stuff is still there, but it is by no means a one-for-one remake of it.
Yeah. And I get what you're saying, Eddie. Like, it's hard to call this a new game, but like, it looks fantastic. Like, this is a proper ground up. Like, everything is new in this game.
And if you've never played it, I haven't, and Ben hasn't, then
if you've never played it, it's basically it's basically brand new.
This, I was going to go mental at you, Kirk, after asking how much it cost. But no, that's actually completely understandable because you love the Resident Evil games as well. I thought you were. Yeah. You played it, and then you're just spending... Go on, how much is it? Go on.
It's full price. Yeah, it's full price.
Oh, no, I paid... I
bought it for 60.
I paid 50 quid for the Series X version with a steelbook as well.
Give me a link to that, Kirk, after the show.
All right, yeah, sure.
Yes, please. Yeah, but Eddie, you got to understand, this is a AAA game.
50 quid for a 10-year-old game?
Yeah, but it's not a 10-year-old game, though. It's a 10-year-old story.
It's not.
No, it's a 10-year-old story.
It's a 10-year-old game.
Okay.
It's a remake.
We've lost Eddie. Lost Eddie.
Well, the thing is, I don't trust Eddie's opinion on any AAA game because he's never played one.
He doesn't know what a AAA game is.
I don't know if he's
never played. I probably played more than both of you combined on AAA games.
Eddie, you play minus Z games, okay? What are you talking about?
He's never played a
I know,
new
no.
AAA
I don't
game.
play them on day one. No, you're totally right. But I bet I've played more AAA games than both of you combined. Hands down.
Eddie, how? We basically only play AAA games. What are you talking about?
Right, we're going to do a little count after this.
Okay. That is nonsense.
I can go through my library of Xbox and...
I'm sorry, Bannerlord does not count as a AAA game.
Right, okay, that's unfair.
What's RimWorld? That's like class that's.
RimWorld is not a AAA game.
Minus C?
Right. For a start, I think I have. I think Pete would actually agree with me here as well. Second
I don't
of all,
think he would.
Kirk, I think he would, Ben. And second of all, Kirk, you haven't played any games. So you can't say about you playing AAA games.
Hang on a second.
That's fair.
Hang on a second, all right? I completed The Last of Us Part 1
ever.
lately. What do you want?
The Eye of Sauron has gone on to Kirk.
Rocket League. Resident
That's
Evil
not a AAA game.
4.
Please don't claim Rocket League as a AAA game.
It's not.
Resident Evil
it's a double A.
Came out in 2005, so it's an 18-year-old game.
10-year-old story.
18-year-old story. 18-year-old story.
£50.
Oh, shut up.
Jesus.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to the remake.
So. Yeah, so am I. I'm looking forward to it now.
Do you not when you hear things like this, do you not like Kirk? I'm aiming this at you, like because you love the Resident Evil games.
Yeah.
Do you not like? I would feel inherently sad that a game franchise that I love so dear are doing such obvious kind of money grabs.
No,
but they're also releasing new games, Eddie. They've done 7 and 8 in the last couple of years.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. But like, I'm talking about like this and the like the Last of Us. It's a shame because obviously I have mad respect for them producing such amazing.
Yeah, but
games,
do you think? Yeah, but okay. Riddle me this: do you think Resident Evil 2 remake was a cash grab? Because that is like, in Kirk, that was great.
Remember the layout, the game mechanics of the original on the PlayStation.
Yeah, they were fucking horrendous. Yeah,
I mean, you didn't have free flowing control of your character. There was set cameras.
Yeah, okay. I guess if they're far enough back, I do understand that. But like The Last of Us, that. Like, do you not think that's a bit...
I do agree that it wasn't a necessity, but I very much enjoyed the fact that there was now a definitive version, so being able to go through it like I recently did, I've got the best experience out of it. And with this RE4 remake coming, I never played the original, so...
Yeah, no, Kurt, I completely understand. I didn't know that before today, and I was gonna...
So I am all in. And if they remake Resident Evil 5, I am all out because that was a dog shit game.
I've played. I completed Resident Evil 5, and it's not worth remaking.
No,
and also, it was a better generation of graphics. Then I just don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we move it? Should we move it on?
Resident Evil 5. Yay! There you
go. Good for you. That's a AAA game for you.
Any honourable mentions or?
No, we won't talk about Soul Hackers. I have played Soul Hackers too, but let's talk about that another time.
Okay, all right, fine. Right, well, okay, I'll move us on. I have completed The Last of Us Part 2.
Woo!
Okay.
AAA game.
So that's another one on my list for tally there, Eddie, you bitch.
Right, that takes it up to 2. Brilliant.
Yeah, Kurt, you're out.
Very
mate.
good. Okay.
You're at the bottom.
So, this is how it starts. You play as a girl. Yeah, that's right. Fuck you guys.
Sorry.
It's a callback.
That was an inside joke.
It's an inside joke. We like to do inside jokes for the people that listen.
No, we don't. We're a podcast.
No, we don't like to do that. But I'm explaining it to the listeners because it's an inside joke because we said that Kirk likes to tell the whole... He goes way too deep about old games, and he'll start this review by saying, "Oh, this is about a girl and a man."
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Oh, it's Kirk doing a review. Okay.
Kirk's doing a review. I'll get on my phone now. Turn off airplane mode.
If you fast forward 10 minutes, Kirk will be at the end of his
10?
review.
Oh, he's doing a quick review.
Hey, we've still got 45 minutes to fill, buddy.
We shouldn't really talk about how boring Kirk's reviews are on a podcast.
I mean, that is it's a bit harsh. It's definitely a bit harsh.
Anyway, I'm really excited for this.
I'm looking forward to it, Kirk.
Right.
Yeah.
What a fucking amazing story this is, okay? I don't think I've played a game as good as this with such an in-depth and complex story, because it's brutal, it's undeniably tragic, as well as being crushingly filled with empathy, love, and even a shit ton of remorse.
Absolutely.
The length certain characters go to fulfill what they consider their destiny is horrifying and shocking, but at the same time, it's justified as we go on the journey with them. In the same breath, there are characters that you would not like to root for, but you end up switching lanes and being a supporter in the end.
Damn right.
And so just, I probably should have said this at the beginning. I'm not going to give any story beats away or anything like that. I'm not ruining anything for anyone because I know there's going to be a lot of people that haven't played this. In fact, there's probably around, how many do you reckon, Ben? 20 plus million that could still do with playing this game based on the figures from
because
earlier?
we looked up the stats. So the Last of Us franchise overall has sold 37 million, and
that includes all the versions. That's
every version of every Last of Us game, and 10 million of those were Last of Us 2. So that means only a third of the people really that played the first game have played the second game.
Exactly. So I'm not going to ruin it for anybody. So there are characters that are seen at their best and their worst, and without a doubt, it's undeniable that they have their motivations, and to be fair, rightly so, because in the first game we followed Joel and Ellie as he was trying to provide her to the Fireflies for the mission that he had at hand, which was deliver
Here we go, Eddie.
You fucking bastard! Don't take me off of my little thing here.
Love it. I knew it was going to be a long one because he hasn't put the notes on the doc.
No,
He's ashamed.
That is true.
He's ashamed to put the notes on the doc.
All right, I'm going to skip to the end. Essentially, what this story is about is just an eye for an eye, but it's trying to learn when does the cycle finish, because it will otherwise forever go on and on. And this game really deep dives into that whole premise. Going to the graphics of the game, fuck me. I'd said this before. It is a beautiful game. I still can't understand how this is a PS4 game, because it genuinely
game.
Now that I've played the whole thing, it's every new area that I went to is just phenomenal to look at. Like I was just like looking around, and as much as I wanted to complete and play the game, I just like took some time to take it all in as well.
To drink it in.
The only exactly. And being a nerd that I am, it seemed to run at a solid 60 frames a second, because my TV, I can check the frames per second for any given.
Of course you fucking can.
It's a weird brag.
Of course
No,
you can. It is a weird,
Very
weird flex
brag.
on the game. Yeah.
Okay, let me.
My
have-
Is that
TV
something
can
you
check
looked
the
for
frames.
when you purchased the TV?
No, it's got a game mode on it, and basically you press a
Oh,
button.
mine has that, and it's annoying as fuck, because when I'm playing certain games, it tries to switch automatically.
Same,
Can you turn
same.
that off, Kirk?
You can turn it off if you want to, but I turn it on because it's designed for this kind of thing. So
And it gives you the frames per second.
it gives me the frames per second.
Of course it does, yeah.
So basically, yeah, it's absolutely fantastic looking game. The atmosphere, honestly, is so well realised in literally every scene that I've been in. So you got claustrophobic corridors in hospitals, and even big open areas with overgrown shrubbery and just kind of like blown up buildings, and just a world that's gone to shit. Like, you can believe this world has been lived in. Seeing more of the bombed areas of Seattle as well, and this isn't a spoiler, but there's a lovely big river that runs through the city of Seattle at this point.
Spoilers.
It's not a spoiler. It's just insane to see, but really impressive, because how they've like managed to do it on a graphical level is just fucking awesome. There are times where you're tasked with going from point A to point B, and you obviously press the L3 button to click in, and it says, "Oh, you got to get over to here." And it looks over, and it's fucking miles away, and you're basically traversing this big area. Now, sure, it is one of those games which the majority of the game is you're funneled in a way which it knows it wants you to go. It's not as free exploring as you would get in other kind of games like Assassin's Creed, etc. But you don't feel like you're confined, because
It's how it controls the flow of the narrative. I found, like,
Yeah.
it's how it controls the pacing.
yeah,
Because if you let people go off too much, they lose the pacing. But this game was all about the narrative. It's all about the delivery of the story beats, the pacing, and yeah, it's phenomenal.
So you're saying you don't think it'd work if it was like mass open world?
No, absolutely not.
No,
100% not. No.
definitely not.
Everything is intricately designed in this game. Everything is there for a reason. Everything is paced in a certain way, and it is like it's a very I don't want to call it this. It's not an interactive movie, because it's incredibly action orientated, and you are doing so much in the game. Like, you are feeling like you're playing the game, but it marries that with actually that cinematic kind of feel, that narrative, that you are living out this movie.
Yeah,
but
get
it's
that.
incredibly action orientated.
Yeah, so it has the story to tell, but it's built the game around this story. Like, the story is the focus, and they've managed to build the game around it and make you feel like you are this in this story, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even like when you're going from point A to point B, you majority of the time have a companion of some sort, and just the conversations that you have and the way that it kind of just builds more lore and backstory, and just how you learn different things with it. So on the like the mechanics side of the game, I did give up on, obviously sneaking's quite a big part of the game if you want it to be. I kind of gave up on that and just started fucking going hell for leather and shooting people with headshots with my pistol, and I just felt like a badass. In fact,
now that melee combat is so fucking good.
well, on the combat side of it, my note here is combat is a lot slicker in this game than I've ever played in any other game.
Any game, yeah.
And I enjoyed hacking people to death with melee weapons more than guns. It was just it's just that fun. And
it's the best melee combat I've ever seen in a video game.
Again, I said brutal at the top of this review. It is brutal the way that it handles it, and it gets up close. With once the animation starts when you do this, it's just fucking brilliant. And there's so many. What I found
weapons so impressive that from any angle, anybody attacks you or you attack anybody, if the character's the flow of movement of the character to do melee combat is incredible. It's never stuck in an animation which looks really weird or whatever. It's outstanding.
I will say, no, I mean, it is a game. Games do make mistakes because of the way that they are. I would say 99% of the time it is flawless. There are the odd times that an animation doesn't work quite so well, or there's a bit of a glitch in that way or something. But for the most part, it is pretty slick. I did find myself struggling with the dodge mechanic though, because obviously they teach you that at the very beginning. You press L1 to dodge, and you start anticipating the enemy's attacks so that you can avoid them. But I would find I either forgot to do it or just not bother, and then getting my ass kicked. And then it's like, oh, don't forget, use L1 to dodge. I'm like, cheers, game. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, when you have that helper tip come up, you know you're not doing well.
After you're dead for the third time.
Yeah. The game knows, this guy's not getting it. He's not getting it.
You're not getting it, buddy.
Kid's a moron.
So, traversal of the game, absolutely stellar, jumping over things, climbing. This game's got a lot of climbing. It's kind of like what I imagine Forbidden West is, Aloy climbing around.
No.
Really good climbing.
God, no.
But
this is... No,
there is climbing, but it's done very well, and it's very fluid, which is great to see. The thing I didn't like was the boat sections. I couldn't get on with the boats. It's one of those things, I guess, it's pretty hard to do.
Boats couldn't get on with you.
Cool, thank you. I think it was more the L1 button that I couldn't get on with, but the animations and emotions of the characters, by the way, are fucking spot on. Genuinely. I've never played a game that when you see, even during all these cutscenes, I mentioned it from part 1, which is obviously done after this, but just how well everything looks when especially during your cutscenes, you really feel for these characters. And that's what really kind of drives home the whole story. And on that, so many characters in this game, no matter what their history is, because let's face it, we're in a post-apocalyptic world. It's fucking everyone for themselves, etc. Even if they have done the worst thing in the world, they are more than humanized in this story. And I've got to give credit to Neil Druckmann and Hallie Gross, who are the two writers of this game, because they've done a phenomenal job. The game is the story. I've said it before. The game is a story. And I was just on the edge of my seat the whole time, and I wanted to know what happened. I think going, to move it on, characters' actions do have consequences. And that again, is... It's really hard to try. I want to tell you what it is, things that I've seen, but you can't, because I don't want to spoil it. Things I've seen, man.
But so, Kurt, where would you put this in terms of your all-time list? Because it's probably number 1 for me.
Oh, it's definitely up there. I have
as good as Rocket League, or
Rocket League does not fall in this category.
Oh, interesting.
This is not.
You fucking love Rocket.
Yes.
Didn't you call it your best game of all time?
Don't turn your back on Rocket League now.
Don't turn your back.
Don't turn your back.
Think of the hours of satisfaction. Wrong word.
This is one of the best games. I do have a closing thought, which I will get to in a second. I just want to say that I have. Don't make me kill dogs. All right. Really.
Oh no! Do you?
Yeah. Don't make me kill dogs. This game...
Ben, I'm shocked you're not disgusted by that.
I don't know. It hits me right in the feels.
Regardless of needing to survive, I genuinely felt awful every time I needed to take them out, especially when they make their yelps.
Die.
You won't be able to move on from the game. You won't be able to do... So, and I also mentioned this, Ben, if you remember, I said that I actually really like the fact that this game focuses more on humans rather than the infected. The infected are not anywhere near as important as humans in this game, and I really appreciate that. And again, that just folds into the whole story, the narrative of it all.
That's how they moved it in the TV show as well, because it's more emotive.
Yeah, exactly. Also, side note, Jeffrey White, voice acting as Isaac, that is a massive win. because he's fucking awesome. You know what I mean, don't you?
No.
Cool. Okay. Have you seen Westworld?
Oh, I love Westworld.
I've seen the first few episodes.
Okay. All right. That's.
Which one's he in Westworld? I love Westworld.
He's the one that doesn't realise he is one of them.
Good.
The black chap with the glasses?
That's the one.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, I love him, and he's got such a cool voice.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
I didn't realise straight away, but he is
Wowie.
he's very, very loosely modelled after him. Very loosely, I say that, categorically. But yeah, when I realised it was Jeffrey White, I was like, I love. Yeah, like you said, I love his voice. So just to round this out, this is a 9.5 out of 10 game for me. And the reason I say that, it would have been a 10 out of 10, but I found myself getting a bit tired of some of the mechanics, especially the sneaking around at times. But that is not to detract from the overall package, because the whole thing is fucking stellar from start to finish. And I sat down for the first time in what seems forever for over 6 hours yesterday. And by yesterday, I mean Sunday, the 12th of March. And I was hooked, and I was able to complete the game from...
Thanks for clarifying the date.
Yeah, well, if you're listening to this on Wednesday, got to let them know, haven't you?
Did Kirk complete it the other day, or was it last week?
What? How did he do it?
No!
6 hours on a working day? How could he do it?
Ben, I don't know about you. I want to know. This is my last bit on this.
This is going to be a long podcast.
I don't think there's. No, it's not. I don't think there's any need for a sequel on this game, because I would actually be satisfied with this being the last entry in the game, because of how well executed everything was. There are fairly few loose ends, but I don't even think they need to be tied up, because they could be left to your imagination.
I need an Abby and Lev follow up. Last of Us 3.
I see.
You mean Joel?
You're giving names out, mate, but I can't.
Abby and Lev, baby.
I get where you're coming from,
Joel
but the core story, in my opinion, has been answered, and that is between.
Exactly. That's why we need Abby and Lev.
Cool.
Lev.
Well,
taking on now.
Anyway, fucking love this game, mate. Honestly, it's
fantastic. I knew you would.
Yeah.
I fucking knew you would.
And my roommate loved it too.
Fantastic.
She cried.
She
Good
wept.
stuff.
She wept.
Because apparently that's what makes it a game.
Eddie, talk to us about video games.
About video games. I've actually got a lot lined up.
Go on, go.
I played Shadow of... What's it called? Shadow of Middle-earth? Is that it?
Is it?
Shadow of War?
Shadow of War, yes. Because I've got the
odd.
Uber version, and I kept on watching clips online about, and I thought, wow, I used to love that game. Yeah, I played it for about an hour and I gave up on it. Okay. But I had to play Atomic Heart and Wolong, didn't I, Ben? Because you said,
absolutely.
Make sure you play them.
What do you think?
Did you say it like that? Make sure you play them.
Because I haven't played them. Well, actually, I have played Atomic Heart. I played it for about 20 minutes, and the first 20 minutes is all loading.
Boring as shit. It's boring as shit. The first 20 minutes,
non-stop. I honestly, I played it for 20 minutes, and I did not do well. I ran around the area, but I haven't done anything.
I don't think it's anything indicative of the whole game, because I have done the first hour and a half.
Right.
And again, this isn't a comment on the game, but the first hour and a half is boring as shit.
Okay.
So I think it'll go good places. But
have you seen Robot Women yet?
I have actually, Kirk.
Okay.
They're in the first. They were a lot taller than I thought.
Okay.
Oh wait, sorry, Kirk. You was a very short
man,
stubby man. Actually, you don't like. I said that in a complimentary way. But
I am no longer turned on.
Okay, right. Let's move away from that. So I will play those two games, but
what about Wolong? Did you play any Wolong?
I haven't played Wolong. No.
Okay, fair enough.
Don't you mean Dynasty Warriors?
It's because I have Dynasty Warriors. I have finished Tarkov.
Okay.
Which is
completed
huge
it, mate.
news.
Can you finish? Can you actually finish that?
Well, I haven't finished it. I've got to a very high level, to the point where if I want better things, I'd have to pay so much that it wouldn't be worth buying said things.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So And there's no point me doing any more missions because those missions only unlock better things, which again are so expensive. I would never buy them because I would never take a £1 million worth gun into a raid.
So in your mind, you've done.
Well, I was kind of done, and I did now and again this week just like jump onto the occasional game. But there's this huge thing in the Tarkov community. And you talk to anyone who played Tarkov, they will have heard of this. It's called the Wiggle, right? A streamer...
Sorry?
The Wiggle, right? A streamer downloaded a cheat because he was convinced that there were loads of cheaters on Tarkov. I mean, there's always been rumours about it, right? And he downloaded all the cheats, went on, and he wiggled at people, like, through walls and stuff. As in, lean left and right, Ben. Lean left and right.
All right.
Okay, constantly.
So it's like a dance or something.
Well, it is a bit of a, you're left, right. Because you can lean right to look around things, and you can lean left, obviously. But obviously, if you do it quickly, you're just wiggling side to side, right?
Okay, classic wiggle.
Okay.
Vintage.
And he wiggled at all these people, and you could see the amount of people that could see him through the walls. So obviously using cheats as well.
Right.
And he found, like, in a lot of the raids, like, over 50% of the people in the raids were using cheats.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong, half of them weren't using, like, aimbot cheats, but a lot of them...
They had walls.
Yeah, and Tarkov is a game so designed around knowing where people are and stealth, and maybe just not even getting involved.
Oh, if somebody's got walls, then you're fucked, surely.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if a fucking massive... Because this is huge, right? This is massive. Like, all the big streamers have all addressed it. A couple of the biggest ones have invited him onto their podcast to talk about it and stuff. So this thing is massive. He's already been banned, etc., etc. They're talking that he might get sued, because obviously this is going to lose a huge player base. But
because he's exposed it or something.
So yes, exactly. Yeah. Apparently people have done similar things before, but they haven't, shown their identity and stuff, and they've said, "Oh, I've filmed a thing." But this is basically exposed that all these maps that you go into have all got cheaters on, and as soon as I realised that, as well as so many people, I go, well, there's no point playing it. Yeah. Because even if there's one cheater on this map, he'll know exactly where I am. So when I turn a corner, and do you know another thing that fucks me off is the amount of times that I will now die if I was carrying on playing it, and I will question if it's a cheat. So it could have been just someone turning around at the right time as I'm walking around the corner, or it could be someone camping, because you can do that. But I think, because there's no replay system, you can't see where the person is, etc., etc., I would probably go fucking cheater and get really, really angry at myself. So there's this thing called the Wiggle in the Tarkov community. It means loads of people are getting off it. Don't get me wrong, the developers have gone mental and they've gone, we have banned this many people this week. They've released their usernames, which apparently is very controversial. Apparently no one's done that in the past with banning people. But so they're kind of showing that they're doing their all they can. But at the end of the day, it's enough for me to go, I think I'm done.
Call it for the moment, yeah.
Yeah, which is sad. But the thing with that is because it's such an intense game, and I've played such an intense game for so long, and I started playing Atomic Heart, and I went, I'd really want to play a nice, chilled game. So I bought Sheltered 2. Do you remember Sheltered?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Sheltered 2, obviously the second one. It came out...
Must be good.
September 21 actually, not even last year yet. It's from Unicube and Team 17, the publishers, and they don't miss. So.
They don't miss.
There you go. Right. It's mostly negative on Steam, so let me start off
with... might miss.
Let me start with the negatives. But all of them are bugs. In fact, a couple of reviewers that played it quite close to release, they all said, yeah, it is bug ringing and it's broken. But I have literally encountered, I've played a fuck ton of it, probably 15, 20 hours this week. And I've encountered one thing where my guy just wouldn't stop crafting. And that's it. And all I did was quit the game, load it, and it was fine. He calmed
Crafty motherfucker.
He calmed the fuck down.
I can't stop crafting!
Very good, very good. So those of you who don't know, this is a shelter management game. So it's the apocalypse, and you're in a shelter with two other people, and then you do things from there. I got it for $3.99, so It's a nice cheap
Classic.
game again.
It's an Eddie game.
Lovely. It's an Eddie price game. I mean, it is I think it's like 15 quid, I think, on Steam.
I'm just
Ooh,
looking at
mental.
it. I'm just looking at it now, and actually, I do remember this was in the new releases last year. I do remember seeing this. And it
Well,
was,
also, I talked about Sheltered 1 as well, Kirk, because I did play
Yeah, you
that,
did, yeah.
and I talked about that on thing. And I've got to admit, I wasn't that impressed with that, but probably because I built it up for so long, I think
Right.
I remember saying. But this is... Well, it starts off really bad, like really poor customizations, like really poor for customer creation. Like, you have like 3 different sets of clothes, 2 sets of shoes, and like 2 sets of trousers. The faces look really bad.
It sounds like you got a fucking shit ton in the apocalypse. That's a great wardrobe.
Nice, okay, fair enough. But yeah, then it gets a lot better from there. Your people have they have traits, they have wants, be it basic or like specific, like they want certain things. They have special abilities, they have stats, so that it gets really quite deep with the people. The look of the game is much better. It's weird, right? If you look at screenshots of it, it's not good. But I remember playing Sheltered 1 and going, this is so immersion breaking by how bad it is. I have not felt that with this game at all. So it looks a lot better. And it feels a lot better, and it's not so bad that it's immersion breaking. But then again, I am a RimWorld player, so maybe I just don't look at graphics that much.
It's not so bad. It's immersion breaking.
Yeah.
Let's put that on the box.
What? I wouldn't know how would you describe this art style? Like,
Awful.
awful.
Oh,
right. Okay, that's...
Not so bad. It's immersion breaking.
Thank you. See, that's better, then, than the other one.
True.
Yeah, simplistic. Let's put it that way. There's a lot of good things about this game. Not only is it like rewarding, because most of the game is about going out, looting stuff and coming back. You have obviously combat systems. There are people that invade you, but you also come across people on the world map.
Eddie, is it like This War of Mine? Is it very much like that?
Yes. Frighteningly similar to it.
Yeah. That's the look of it. Yeah.
This World of Mine is slightly harder. Don't get me wrong. I've whacked it up today.
Yeah, This War of Mine is fucking hard.
That's really, really hard. While this game is more focused on building up your shelter and making sure your people are happy. While this War of Mine
is like survival, like,
actual survival.
Don't die.
Like, I hope my people. Well, my people might die and like get hungry and start losing health, but you just feed them or put medicine in them or whatever. And
this War of Mine is like, okay, people are a little bit hungry. I'll just move to the next day. Whilst you were out, Bill got shanked in the night.
Came in and killed him. Oh,
right. Bill's dead. Oh, I liked him.
Slight, mishap there, and you're dead.
And then your immediate thought is, he had those 2 crumbs yesterday. I shouldn't have given him those.
And sometimes you don't waste resources on someone because you think, well, they're probably
they're gonna get shanked tonight. When I go out looting somewhere, he's gonna get shanked tonight.
Exactly.
Hopefully, someone shanks him.
Wow. Okay. Fucking hell. I won't want to be with you in an apocalypse.
One less mouth to feed.
Okay. This game's more focused. I mean, don't get me wrong. The combat can be quite brutal because it's randomly generated by who you bump into and stuff, and they might have good weapons, and then you're fucked, and you can try and run away and stuff. But it's more about like the mental side of people. So if people get too upset by so many things, a bit like RimWorld in the sense of loads of things can upset them, and then they gain traits that might make them eventually go mental over time. I'm really, really, really enjoying this game. It's a very simple game, but it's really, really fun. The only thing I don't like is the missions. I feel like they fucked up here because they've got this whole faction system. So there's 6 factions, and you can go into their territories, and you can actually invade their outposts, and then you get access to their territory, and therefore you can't be attacked by their people in their in that territory because it's become yours. And the idea is to take over the world map. That's really fucking cool. But then there's missions to become better with other factions, which I love in games. But the missions are just loot, which is such a fucking fuck up on their behalf, because they could have done so many other things like attack this outpost or rescue these people, or they could have done anything. Just not looting where
get this thing.
Go find this thing. Oh, but I want to find that thing for my own shelter. Yeah, we'll just get it for us. Well, I'm not going to do that then. So I've not started.
If I find that thing, I want it for me, not
I'm
to
going
give
to
to
use
you.
it for my own shelter. So go fuck yourself. Yeah. So that's a bit upsetting. But hey, apart from that, this is a brilliant game. I would, if I knew how much I'd enjoy this game. I shouldn't say how good this game is. How much I enjoy this game, I would probably have paid like 20 quid for this, 25 quid. So.
Wow, It is good in your eyes.
Yeah.
It's top tier.
I've even also bought Narcos something. Hang on, got it here. Narcos Rise of the Cartels. I don't know if you've ever heard of that game.
No.
It's an XCOM game, but based on the movies the TV series Narcos.
Oh, nice.
I've even bought that, and I wanted to play it this week to give it a try. But fuck me, I'm loving this game so much that I'm going to carry on playing this.
Okay, cool.
Nice one.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's move us on to the feature then.
Let's go.
So I don't want to put Kirk on the spot because that doesn't usually end well.
Thank
What was the motivation for this feature? Can you talk us through it?
Don't put me on the spot because, that doesn't usually go well and you've just thrown me under the bus. Thank you, buddy.
He gave you warning. He gave you like 20 seconds warning.
2 seconds. 2 seconds fucking warning. What was the reason? Okay, so I'll be honest. I took it from another podcast.
Oh my!
Right.
God.
Okay.
Ben,
Okay.
that's your fault. Don't blame Kirk. This is your fault.
Doesn't usually go well, and that's why, buddy. So you should know.
I know.
No, to be fair, all right.
We need to explain what the feature is.
Honestly,
again.
okay, so basically, the idea is if you could only pick 2 developers to play games for the rest of your life, who would those developers be and why? It doesn't matter in terms all the games that they've had, all the games into the future. It's just you can only play those, and all the other developers, they do exist, but you're not allowed to play them. It doesn't matter anymore. So
okay,
the idea
that's
is
cool. What podcast did you take this from?
I feel like we do need to give him credit.
Well, it's not. Well, it was something that I heard in a conversation that they were having, and it was kind of funny. So
you stole it. Okay. Oh right, it's a conversation.
Yeah, a conversation.
Right,
the idea came up, and I was like, "That's a good idea. I'm going to suggest that to the boys." So that's what I've done.
Yeah, you did suggest it. You suggested it as your own idea, and I went immediately. I said, "That's a good idea, Kurt."
Didn't you hear my praise, Ben? I went, "Wow, that's a really cool feature. I like that." Yeah.
I don't remember that bit.
I take it all back.
Good stuff.
You're a snake, Eddie. But anyway, yes.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Why am I a snake? You've just stolen a fucking feature and taken. You know what pissed me off, Kirk? Is me and Ben said how good and how much we like this feature. Not once did you go, "Oh yeah, I stole it."
You
okay.
went. I will get in touch with my mate. I'll get in touch with my mate Greg Miller, and I'll just say what I've done. All right, and just give us.
Please do. Just say that we had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And Say Ben and Eddie were oblivious to this.
Tell Greg. Say Greg. Ben will put in better controls going forwards to ensure that we're not stealing.
God, you sound like such a corporate suit. You know that.
Anyway, let's kick this off. So we're picking 2 developers for the rest of our days. If we can only play games for those people going forwards and back. So, Kirk, then kick us off with a developer that you would choose.
Bungie. I would pick Bungie because I fucking adore first-person shooter games, and that has all stemmed from Halo. So I know currently all that Bungie have is Destiny. We don't know what's coming in the future, but given their track record with the Halo franchise,
Destiny 3 probably.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe even not, because the PlayStation deal that they've got, it could be anything. But
it could be. Yeah.
I've said multiple times that I would love to jump into the Destiny games, the Destiny game, but there's so much involved with them now. I couldn't dedicate the time to. But I
wouldn't know where to start.
If I had all of the time, it doesn't matter, does it? Because
if that was all you were playing,
exactly.
Yeah.
And I know everybody that fucking plays like Destiny. I mean, obviously, I have played it, and it was great for what I've got. But everybody that plays it, they're locked in. They are just completely locked in, and they're always going back. So
especially with that new expansion that's just come out.
Exactly. Yes. So, and Bungie know how to make a great first-person shooter from how the guns feel to how movement is, and just to create a world which makes you believe that you are just compels you essentially. I'm not going to talk much on Halo because Halo is Halo. We all know what that is, but I think Bungie would be my pick.
It is interesting how Destiny 2 is now quite intimidating to get into, but if they released a Destiny 3, I'd be all in day one.
Yeah, but
because I was with Destiny 2 and I played a load of Destiny 1 and all that.
You just forego everything that happened before and just hope it's a new
yeah,
thing.
I can't get into it. I can't get back into Destiny 2 now.
No,
I can't go back. But if it was Destiny 3, I'd be all fucking up for that. But yeah, all right. I see what you're saying there because you've gone after the live service thing.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
It is the future as well. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Eddie, give us a studio.
Ludian Studios.
Okay. What did they make?
They've created one game. It's a little game.
Is it RimWorld? Oh, for fuck's sake. You're basically living out this fantasy already.
Yeah, that's exactly the reason I have chosen this studio. I know what you're thinking. Eddie, they've only created one game in their whole existence. Yeah, but I have 2,200 hours of gameplay of it. The only reason why I'm not playing it right now is because the mod that I like hasn't been updated yet for the latest update. And I genuinely can see myself playing this for the rest of my life. Even if mods started being created, which obviously they're still ongoing, there's new ones every day, I still could play this game all day, every day of my life.
That's 91 days that you've played of that game so far.
Absolutely fine. That's not enough.
That's 3 months of your life in a game. I
Is that
respect
24 hours as well? 3 months? Oh,
yes.
That's not enough. That's not enough.
That's
not enough credit that I need to give this game.
Okay. That's a great return on investment, as we said before. Fucking hell.
Oh, it's incredible return on investment. And
I think I did pay a fair whack. I think I did pay like 30 quid for it.
Oh no,
big time,
you didn't.
Big time. And you bought that expansion because you wanted to give back to the developers.
Yes, I did. Yep. You know what? I'm regretting spending this money now.
And it was worse than all the mods you had. So.
That is 32p an hour. A day, sorry.
No,
a day.
no.
A day.
A day?
Yeah. Basically a day.
I was going to say an hour. Like it's about. Tuppence an hour.
It's almost a penny an hour now. Jesus.
Fucking hell. There you go. That's good return.
Okay, well, I'm going to follow Kirk's kind of lead on the live service thing. I'm going to go Blizzard because they produce different genres of games. So they got World of Warcraft, they got Diablo, they got Overwatch. Mm-hmm. All different. So they got first-person shooters, you got Diablo, Dungeon Crawler, World of Warcraft. They do live service games. They do like your everyday games. Like World of Warcraft. I've never got into it, but I would love to be like Pete, who plays that all the time. But it's too far gone for someone like me to get into it. But if you had all the time in the world,
yeah,
exactly like you said, Kurt, if you had all the time in the world, that would be your everyday game.
Exactly. Yeah,
it'd be amazing. And they're constantly bringing out games. The thing with like Bungie is they've got one game, and we'll see where it goes. But they've only got one. But at least Blizzard are cranking out the different games.
I mean,
with Diablo 4 coming out, I'm all about the Diablo 4 now.
I know you just threw a bit of shade to Bungie there, but
I did. Yeah.
We're not even in competition format.
You threw some shade. I do respect it.
If you're not in competition, you're not living.
But the thing is, Ben, that's why there's two that you can pick from, so you can have a bit of variety in this. So.
Yeah, but I've just thrown shade on your one, so I'm one up on you.
Well, you could argue that Blizzard's got a lot more games than another, like I don't know, say Rockstar or something that only produces develops a few games.
One game every 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. But as long as no one's chosen Rockstar,
it'd be pretty boring to go for that, wouldn't it?
Yes,
but, it would. Kurt, what's your next one, Kurt?
It's Rockstar. As soon as she said it, I knew where you were going with that, you bastard.
Yeah.
So, this is why I don't put stuff in the doc, all right? My reason, I have and always will adore like the games like GTA. I do love the campaigns, and I am super hyped for GTA 6 whenever it comes out. I'll probably take a few days off of work for it so I can properly invest some time into it and all that jazz. But then it kind of dials back into the whole live service because GTA Online, as we well know, has made the company fucking billions because it's like a 10-year-old game now and it's still going. But there's so fucking much to do in that game online. I mean, there's even there are even groups that have special servers that play out characters that they are in.
Kurt, have you seen it?
Yeah. I
It's mental.
I haven't watched them, but I've heard people describing it, and I'm just like,
I've watched it.
Fucking crazy.
I've watched it, right? So I was trying to explain it to my girlfriend the other day. I was like, they have like, these servers where they all play characters.
Yeah.
And they play characters in a world on this server. So they're not them. They're all streamers, like just playing a character.
Yeah. But the thing is, you have to like genuinely act as if you were that person in real life. You can't just go ahead. You can't just have some random dickhead like just come over like saying I'm a cop, and then suddenly he just goes AWOL and like just starts shooting everybody up just to be a prick.
No, you have to like abide by the world rules.
Yes,
and everything.
exactly. And that is really fucking cool. Like and that just adds a new layer.
In a way,
go on.
It's one of those things where you're just taken aback. You have to watch it.
Yeah,
I just saw it on Twitch and I was like, what the hell?
I might have to give it a go, because when I heard of it, it did sound pretty cool. But like that just adds
it's like watching EastEnders or something.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
Okay, you haven't solved that.
No, that's not. No. But that's a whole new level of complexity to an already existing game that has a shit ton to do already. And then with Rockstar, you also have the other things. I know you don't like Red Dead Redemption 2, but whatever. Forget about it. This is my choice. And then you got games like single player campaigns like Max Payne, which I mean they're getting
well done.
They're great. And because I've got to have some vroomy in there as well. They do Midnight Club, so
you say they do. They have done. They don't. Rockstar don't make games anymore.
Yes, that's true. No,
hey Ben, if they're the only fucking developers, them and Bungie, then maybe they'll get more developers and actually make more games.
I will say, I've realised now that I've made a grave error, because the two games that are basically the biggest ones for those two developers are both live service, and if the internet goes down, I'm fucked.
Yeah, you can only play Destiny or GTA 5.
Yes.
Jesus, that's tragic, isn't it? That's all you've got.
Yeah.
For the rest of your days. 20 years' time, you're just playing Destiny 4, GTA 6. It's still going to be GTA 6 in 20 years' time.
All right, fair enough. Eddie, take us over.
This one was hard because I was thinking, do I just go with Lydian Studios and just save it at one? But I think the guys might get upset. Big shout out to, and they come close, Paradox Interactive. I was so close to choosing them. But I'm going to give it to, if Pete was here, he would obviously choose them. Because he loves, Age of Wonders, Planetfall, Europa Universalis, or whatever it's called, Crusader Kings, Hearts of Iron. Of course, Pete's favourite, Stellaris. Fuck me, do they do some good games. But I had a choice between Ubisoft and Bethesda. Now, we all know how much I fucking love Bethesda. But I have chosen Ubisoft over them. Which,
I didn't think I'd see the day.
Yeah, it's controversial because Bethesda games, there are 3 or 4 games that I would say are 10 out of 10 games there, and Ubisoft, I wouldn't say there's any 10 out of 10 games there. But there are more very, very good games that I like in Ubisoft, and there are a lot of franchises with lots of games in those franchises. So my Far Cry games, I fucking love all the Far Cries. They've got Tom Clancy games, which, as we know, I love a lot of different. They've even got the live service Tom Clancy game, haven't they? Siege.
That's it. Yeah.
They got the Assassin's Creed games, but this is the reason why I chose them over Bethesda, is because they've also got strategy games. So I can play RimWorld 24/7, and then maybe once every few months I'll go, I'll play another game. I'll play Far Cry, I'll play Tom Clancy. And then I'll go back to RimWorld for another, 6 or 7 years. Then I'll come back to Bethesda and play a bit of strategy. So I can play my Anno series. I could play my Settlers. I could play my Heroes of Might and Magic. So I'm choosing Ubisoft over Bethesda because not only their huge range of games, like all the different types, but also they're incredible franchises. And I never thought I'd praise Ubisoft, but here we are.
There you are.
I don't know if Ubisoft, they're a developer and publisher, or are they?
I think they do, yeah. I definitely do think they're publishers.
I'm not questioning whether they develop all these games. To be honest, this was a pretty flimsy feature anyway. So
thank you.
Developer, publisher, whatever.
All the other ones I could find the list of develop and publish.
Yeah.
but I couldn't on Ubisoft because
Yeah, I don't
obviously
know.
they've got so many different ones.
I'm assuming,
like
I'm
They do
assuming
have a lot.
that-
They do.
Toronto.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
they do have
Ubisoft are like
different
Rockstar,
ones,
where they've got all these different handles underneath, haven't they? Like Rockstar North. And
Ubisoft have fucking loads of different,
Yeah, I know they have a fair
substreams
few
and stuff.
yeah.
So
My last one is FromSoft, because they make two of their games are two of my favourite games ever, so Dark Souls 1 and Elden Ring. But they are just so replayable. So for single player games, I know if you're looking for games that you play your forever games, you're looking at live service games really. But there are some single player games like these that for some reason the games have so much replayability, like different builds and like the intricacy of the builds of characters and things like that. Just you could just go on for days and days. There are streamers that just play Dark Souls over and over and over every single day, and I would love to be that streamer. So
get fucking streaming then.
And also FromSoft are branching out, so they're going back to Armored Core and they're releasing a new one.
The game, haven't they?
Yeah, I've never played Armored Core before, but
people love it.
FromSoft, fantastic developer. I think a lot of people say they love it when they've probably never played it, but let's see how good it is, because I'm looking forward to it. So FromSoft, they are top tier for me.
All right. Well, there you go.
So,
all right.
So there.
So who won that?
I mean, there's no winning.
I think Kirk lost.
Oh. Yeah, I think we can agree there was no winner, but Kirk certainly lost.
Do you remember at the top of the show when you said we've got to build my confidence up so you can tear me down this weekend? So.
Okay, how do we do this then? Kirk, you lost, but it could have been worse.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could have not chosen any developers.
Yeah.
And then instead of playing 2 games for the rest of your life, you could have played 0.
No, and I'll tell you what, you let yourself down, but we expected it anyway.
Yeah. Okay. We didn't expect anything better from
this. This is the kind of stuff that I fully expect to hear around a table at Weatherspoons in a few days. Okay, I don't need it now. All right. Can you take us to the socials, Ben?
Yes, we'll do. If anybody would like to do anything tell us about development, whatever, you can email us podcast@grumpygamers.co.uk. or tweet us at Grumpy Gamers Pod. We've got a YouTube channel, Grumpy Gamers Podcast, and you can follow us on Twitch or whatever it is on there, Grumpy Gamers Podcast, all one word.
I feel like you've run out of energy there.
Yeah, fucking socials. Anyway, for this week, it's GG.
GG.
Fucking socials.
Oh, that's under 2 hours.
Under 2 hours, baby.
Lovely.